What's up, guys? This is Subscribed Reviews, and I'm Dragolf. I'm here with Murdoch Music and Gregory Hall, and we're here to talk about WandaVision Episode 3. And this episode is a 70s episode, like the Brady Bunch and all that stuff. Did you guys like the episode this week?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a lot to unpack in this episode. It was the first couple minutes of the episode. It was, playing like that sitcom, being very meta. It was kind of like the Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, just, eight of us type of vibe. And then I think maybe probably past like the 5 or 10 minute mark, that's when it went that hard left.
Yeah, I enjoyed the episode as well. I thought that, I don't know, it's kind of keeping on like the same pace of the first two. And, it's just giving us a little bit more and more every week. So it's just, continuing that trend of just stringing us along and just, giving us a little bit, but not too much, just little pieces of answers here and there. But I enjoyed it.
In this episode, they get into a lot of her pregnancy because now she's having the baby, and they really speed it along, and they even mention how fast the pregnancy is going. And when they see the doctor, she's already 4 months pregnant, right? And,
I think she was 6 months pregnant. Was she? Was she?
At the doctor, she was 4 months when he said, "Oh." And then I think when they were building the crib, she became 6 months.
Yeah, it just really snowballed very quickly. Not taking too much time on this. We're just getting to the baby.
I love how Vision was reading all the baby book, and he was like, "Oh, this is interesting." And she's just setting up everything in that house with her powers because they don't need to do any heavy lifting or anything like that. So
yeah, it's those like classic like sitcom tropes of just like the dad trying to prepare to be a dad, changing the diaper and reading the books and he's getting all paranoid and stuff.
Yeah, he's the one end up getting paranoid. I need to do the breathing exercise, even though he's the android. I'm like, what is going on here? And it starts messing with her powers too. So she turns the butterflies into a live butterfly.
The stork in the bedroom.
Yeah, stork. Yeah.
That was really good. And just like the clothes changing and the water coming down, like the water literally bursting in the ceilings and stuff.
I think my water broke. That was hilarious. Yeah, and there's a lot of hexagons in here, subliminally saying like A might be part of this, which I'm thinking. But we know like Shield and Hydra is gone, kind of. But the replacement is. Like maybe AIM sometimes is a subdivision that grows after Hydra. Same thing with a sword that we'll mention. What do you guys think about any secret organizations or something like that going on?
Well, definitely. I don't think we mentioned it in the last episode, but with the beekeeper and his outfit's striking similarities to an AIM agent, just definitely like started planting that seeds in there. And then like you mentioned, there's definitely some play going on with sword that I think is like probably the big one in this. But I think AIM is definitely something to keep an eye on because I'd love to see them be like properly introduced. We got like a little bit of it in Iron Man 3, but we're gonna get like the real thing.
The real thing, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get the real deal. The real AIM, not that AIM light that we got in Iron Man 3, but. I did like the AIM reference. I have my own theories about it, because obviously the big reveal is sword. Mm-hmm. And one of my theories, I'm not jumping ahead, is that AIM has a captive. I feel like she could be captive. I think AIM has a captive, and I think Sword is trying to rescue her.
Yeah. I definitely think that Sword is the good guys in all this.
I think the Sword is the good guys. I think they're trying to rescue her because we see we see Geraldine and
Geraldine.
Yeah. Fox.
I think that already kind of got spoiled as before with the casting announcents.
Yeah. Which is fair game. It's fair game.
I was just about to say that.
It's fair game. It's fair game.
They did not keep that cover up, and I was just as soon as you know who Geraldine is, you're like, oh, Okay, and see and when she had the little the necklace, she had the medallion, the sword. I was like, I bet you she's there to try to save them, especially when she got booted out by her. I was like, I think she's there to save, especially the fact we know who she is.
Yeah,
I didn't recognize her in the first 2 episodes because I think all of the previous casting announcements showed the pictures of her with the afro, and then I realized like, oh, that's the same character. They're just all changing with the.
And her necklace wasn't showing. Her necklace wasn't showing until that episode where you know she starts remembering who she is too. So it's like the reality's breaking down around Wanda. So like speaking of pieces, the neighbor, her brooch, and I think everyone's theorizing she's Agatha.
Yeah, I heard that too. That she might be Agatha.
Yeah, and then I know there's a big theory about there's 3 people on it. One is Dormammu, one is probably Agatha, and then someone else might be Lady Death. So, but that brooch is going to be important. But I just wanted to
be a lot of little Easter eggs.
Yeah, little.
Well, which of this is real and which of these are like red herrings at this point? Because I feel like they're like, you know, they got the Grim Reaper in there, they got everybody in there, and it's like I don't think all these people are gonna show up, but I think they're purposefully putting stuff in just to throw us off track.
Yeah, like you said last week, it'll be interesting once we see all the episodes to go back and look. See what was a lie and see what was a hint just staring at us. We do get to another commercial, which Hydra Soak.
I actually like that commercial because it was like they really stayed true with the whole meta-ness of the show. You know, it being like the 70s show, and during that time, the commercials, they had commercials like that, like the Calgon commercials. You know what I mean? That's what it reminded me of. And then obviously that's, you know, part of her memory, Hydra. So yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and it feels like everything's in these commercials part of her past. I'm not sure. We'll see it by the end. But maybe now she's in that Hydra's, like in that dreamscape. She might be in a dreamscape, like in the commercial. So we'll see. What do you think about the commercial?
I'm interested to see in like how many of them actually play into the plot and how many of them are just like, here's a fun little Easter egg, like, you know, here's Strucker and here's Hydra, because it's a little confusing as if these are actual clues or if these are just like little like fan servicey moments, because it's just like, well, why would Hydra make like a soaking agent? Like, you know, like is this like an actual thing, or is this just like, oh, we just have this idea to make commercials? So I'm entertained by them. I just want to see if they play out into anything bigger or if they are just there for just, you know, the fun sake of it.
Okay. And they keep using the same actor and actress like in all of them. So I think there's a theory about them being their parents around as well, which would make sense, because how would she know what those shows are if her parents didn't put it on TV? We could talk more about S.W.O.R.D. because the acronym for S.W.O.R.D, they don't say it have they said it in the Marvel universe yet?
I don't think so. I think they just revealed S.W.O.R.D at the end of Captain Marvel. Yeah, at the end of Captain Marvel, or was it?
No, I think it was
Spider-Man. Yeah, at the end of Spider-Man. I think they just like kind of showed the base, but I don't think they like really like.
They never, Marvel never confirmed that was S.W.O.R.D or not, but we all kind of.
What S.W.O.R.D meant. So I was like, I looked it up. It was Sentient World Observation and Response Department in the comics, but in the Marvel universe, it's instead of world, it's weapon. And that's probably why they're looking into Scarlet Witch, because they see, you know, Thor and Hulk as weapons, like in Civil War, and so they're probably trying to help her from the outside, as we see at the end of this episode. So,
yeah, that really threw me for a loop, because I didn't know, because what I thought was happening was that everything was going on in her mind, and now with that reveal at the end, it seems like she's like literally taken over like an entire town of people, and is like they're all like trapped in there in like this weird alternate reality that she's controlling, and that, at least that's what they made it seem, with like her literally getting kicked out of the town and there being a force field around the town. I'm like, oh, she's not like an actual whole town like on the lockdown, like living this sitcom life. Like that's crazy.
neighborhood of M. But it's funny. Like Herb was cutting through the wall too, so
that was creepy. That was so creepy. There's a lot of creepy moments in this episode. I think one of my favorite moments in the episode was when she, tells, Wanda, Ultron killed your brother. And I'm like, okay, finally we recognize this guy. Because after he was like killed, he's an Ultron. No one gave a shit about Pietro. Like no one, even she didn't give a shit. She was like, Vision gets killed, she loses her shit. Her brother's gets killed, she's like, eh. But I would love that callback, and it really, I think it just kind of confirms my theory that she's working with S.W.O.R.D and trying to,
Yeah, I was also really hyped about that because I've been waiting. I knew they were gonna mention Quicksilver at some point, and I think the way that they did it with like her like seeing the kids and being like, I was a twin too, and then like it's starting to get dark and her like remembering, and Geraldine reminding her of Ultron and like kind of breaking through to her.
She was singing in Segovia.
Yeah, that was really cool too because I know it's been
to an accent, which I thought was cool.
Yeah,
a nice little be like, we haven't forgotten. Like, she doesn't have an accent anymore.
I know you guys remember. Yeah, and then even when Vision, I think she's like a willing participant in this world because like when Vision was discovering and mentioning it to her, it just like someone hit the 10-second back button on YouTube on that, and it just went back until before he got suspicious, and that was scary. I was like, but it's different from her rewind in the first episode.
Yeah,
so
it was like a full cut. I thought my TV messed up for a second because it like paused for a second before it went. And I was like, did I hit the controller again? Like,
No, I was just like, wait a minute, I'm not that high. Like,
I was like, hell no, already, hell no. I was like, oh shit, they did this.
I don't know. It's getting harder and harder for her to contain it, and now we have other people who are like, the other people are aware that Geraldine's not from the town, so they're becoming suspicious. And the doctor like was on Vision and like knows that like he can run at super fast speeds, and he's just like, we're not getting out of this town. So it seems like the neighbors and stuff are starting to not be as locked into this reality and are starting to wake up a little bit as well. So it's just going to become harder and harder because every episode it's just like we gotta like keep our disguises, keep our disguises, and just like it's getting harder and harder to do that.
When Tom and Billy, that was cute when they were talking about the names, and then one came after the other like in the comic, and I think one of them has the same powers as Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, and the other one has the power of Quicksilver.
We'll see if they start doing that. Doing those. I'll give this episode 8.
I think that was so like the big parts. I'm also down to give it an 8. I felt I love that they're going with the different we didn't mention I love the theme song in the beginning and how they theme songs with every episode as it goes on, and I love a little touch that they did at the end of the episode when they kicked her out, that the aspect ratio changed from like 4:3 to like widescreen cinema.
That was amazing.
So there's a lot of like nice little touches that they're doing to move it forward in time and stuff. But I'd also give this episode.
I give this episode a 9. Like I said, we start to see the cracks in the wall. They laid the foundation in the first 2 episodes. Now in this 3rd episode, we're starting to connect the dots. I do love the attention to details to the series so far, so I'm giving this a 9 this episode.
Do you want to show your baby your real face? And Vision showed his real face, very cute. When she did when the water broke and they all got wet and she opened the windows and she was having fun drying off using her powers. I thought it would be more Brady Bunchy, but I guess there's no kids, so it's hard to do that.
They really had to rush through the pregnancy the kids for that.
But we'll see next week. I
want to see if the if the next episode is going to be in the same like decade of sitcoms. If maybe it'll be like every 2, because the first 2 were black and white. Maybe the next 2 will be like Brady Bunches, and then the next 2 will get further. Or I'm excited to see how the cycle goes.
So I think we have 6 more episodes left. We might see. hopefully we see other perspectives, because I feel like we'll see other people's perspective in the past. Hopefully we unravel more of this mystery. But thank you for watching Subscribe Reviews. You can check us out on Camp Nas YouTube page. Make sure, if you have any theories, please leave them in the comment section, and we'll see you next week.